Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library, and today I have a great guest on. Now, before I introduce the guest, one of the things I will say, what stood out is there was a tag that she had on her page on LinkedIn, and it was the dental wig. And I was like, I have to know what that is. So I would like to welcome to the show, Lydie Livolsi. Welcome to the show, Lydie.
Thank you so much, Terrell, for having me here, especially on January 5th. It's like a great gift to begin the 2021 years with. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. So, before we jump into, talking in detail about the dental wig, can you tell us a little bit about what was your background and, what's your professional background?
Well, basically, I'm a dental manufacturer, so I can make crowns, bridges, implants, orthodontics, dentures, all types of dental devices. I can make them. And basically, it's my field. When I say dental way, it's not like somebody who just came from another field and boom into the dental industry. And I have been doing this since 1987. Yeah.
Wow. It's always amazing to hear people who have such, longevity in in their field, and they've seen so many different levels of success. So definitely congratulations for that.
Thank you so much, Taylor. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, what was it about, the dental field that interests you to go into it?
So I was born and raised in Africa, and I grew up with a dentist at home. One of my sister was dentist. I mean, was because now she's retired. And something that really affected me a lot was my grandmother. For my mother's side, she had only two teeth left on her upper jaw, and she loved peanut butter. You see, and there is no electricity, so she have to knead on the floor and use our ancestors' stones, to blend her roasted peanut.
Oh,
So
wow.
she get her peanut butter. And also my grandmother from my father's side, I saw her one time only before she passed away. And I remember she was very old. I heard that she was like over 100 years old.
Wow.
And I remember my aunt, one of my aunts, said, "Oh my gosh, her mouth smells bad."
Wow.
I was like maybe 6 or 7. And it came to my mind. Hmm. So, long story short, my grandmother, one day we were sitting right in front of her with my sister, who is dentist. And she said, "Please, can you make my teeth so that I can enjoy chewing crunchy peanut butter, crunchy roasted peanut?" And my sister said, "Well, I'm a dentist. I don't make teeth. So normally the teeth manufacturer." And that's why we are planning to send Lydie to France to learn how to make teeth.
Wow.
And when she said we are planning because our dad died in January 1st. So New Year's, you understand how being in January 5th, still like a little bit like I'm still mourning, a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's part of life. And when she was saying we, meaning my siblings,
Mhm.
because I'm the youngest baby of the family.
Okay.
And this is how I end up flying to France and learn how to make tea. And in a private, I mentioned, I always said in a private school because people think, oh, but you got your education paid by France, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, my education in France wasn't paid by France. It was paid by my family, my siblings.
Wow.
And so I completed 4 years in three because I was one of the best students, and then 1 year for specialization. So total 4 years. And
Okay.
then I started my own. No, I worked like for 4 or 5 years in one of the biggest dental lab in around the city of Champaign. And then I said, you know what? I just need to jump from the plane and start my own business. So I started my own business in France. I had one dental lab in Lorraine, the city of Champaign, and then I came out with the patent, my own patent that allows me to make my dental wig without the dentist. I filed it in the United States, and so I opened a new location in downtown Paris to start having those customers. And then I finally moved from Paris to LA, and I had with my all my lawyers, they helped me achieve all this. It's a long path, but I'm very excited to be here, and it was one of the best choice of my life.
Awesome. Awesome. Now I'm curious as to what country in Africa?
Cameroon.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I know
Nice.
many people. A lot of African Americans here in the United States have Cameroon DNA, so it's what it is. I mean, we
Okay.
were the center of slavery, and on top of that, it's part of. I think one day we'll have that conversation as well, because what people know, it's not always the truth,
Mhm.
and what people know, it's always about what they were told.
Mhm.
And the truth is that people don't know about the other side.
Mhm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was blessed to be raised by traditional Africans, even though my dad was a politician and businessman, but he was really stuck into our tradition. So
Mhm.
that's it.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So now, when we fast forward to, like I said, you came to LA. What was that process like? I mean, since you had already, built up your business and your brand in Paris, what was it like? Like I said, reestablishing your business in LA. I mean, a half a world's distance away.
Well, the problem was that in France, even though to be honest, I was married to a white man, and I was suffering from racism.
Mm.
I mean, I couldn't take it anymore. And I said to myself, enough, it's enough. After 25 years here, even though I'm married to you, he's French guy, nothing couldn't happen. And I saw how in the United States, there's more freedom beside the entrepreneurial side of things. There's a lot of freedom. And this is how we decide from the beginning. He said, yeah, I agree that our son, who is biracial, doesn't have the same chance here in my country. It's a
Mhm.
shame. And this is how, I just made the decision that I'm out, period.
Mhm.
I'm out, and I closed all the businesses in France, and I moved to LA.
Wow, wow. So how was it like, rebuilding, like I said, the reputation? Because you had a reputation for the what you were doing in Paris, but how was it like building up that reputation in LA?
I mean, it was quite difficult. My first obstacle was speaking English. So I had my business in downtown LA. And I found that even though I hired people to help me, I found that at the end of the day, to building a reputation starts with the owner, not other people.
Mhm.
So I closed that business, and I went back to school in college here. I went back and took ESL classes, English as second language. So I took also part of those classes. One classes was about the U.S. culture, understanding the Americans culture and how Americans think. So it was really, it took me a couple of years to achieve all that, but I needed. So, for example, when I moved in LA, I was living in Santa Monica. Well, and one day I thought, this is not America. I mean, my son was in a school, 1.6% Black student.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I need to move into a city where a most diverse city. And this is how I moved to Long Beach. Long Beach is part of Los Angeles County. And Long Beach, I believe, is the most diverse city in the United States. So in Long Beach, we have all types, and any countries, we have them in Long Beach. So, and I was very happy because I said, this is the America in which I'm living, because we have different people, different cultures. So basically I feel that on top of my taking my classes, it helped me a lot understand those different cultures in the United States. Yes, it's not easy. It takes time. But in the meantime, what Obama said, in America, everything is possible. So it's just a matter of time and do what it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, I think that is amazing because as you begin to hear like how so many people have come to the US where they're starting a business, especially for entrepreneurs, where they talk about kind of that journey of starting their business and building up the brand. It is a very common story that I hear from a lot of entrepreneurs that have immigrated or moved here to the US to do that. So I'm curious as to, as you were building your business, how did you settle on the name Dental Wig?
So the reason was that the name was like Dentarel. And I mean, the bottom line is that you can, like Apple. Apple has nothing to do with computer or phone, right? But sometimes one of my lawyers said, sometimes you need to find a name that helps people understand right away what it is. And this is how I came up with dental. I love wigs. This is wigs on my head. You see what I mean? And I said, when I I remove this wig from my head, I'm still Lydie, right? But it changes. And I say, well, dental, maybe it will be difficult to catch up. Why not dental wig? A wig for teeth. And I'm a woman, women loves wigs. So period. I made all this. I tried to put all this together, and right away my lawyers, oh my God, I love it. It's exactly what it is, because it has nothing to do with it's not a medical device. It's really for beauty.
Wow, that is amazing. So,
Yeah.
I'm curious as to when, customers and clients, when they buy their dental wig, what's some of the feedback and some of the reviews that you've heard from customers?
I would say, I mean, all reviews are amazing. And I just want to really confirm here that all testimonials that you have on the website, mydentalwig.com, are real testimonials. We did not pay anybody to do that. It's true. And I remember one lady, because I'm very concerned, I care a lot about our seniors. And I remember when she got her dental wig, she looked in the mirror and she started crying. And I asked her, Sharon, why are you crying? And you know, she was crying like a little girl who just received her
Wow.
dolly, And she said, I was thinking that I'm going to spend the rest of my life without my teeth. In fact, she couldn't afford what the price from the dentist. You see, she was so excited and crying of joy. And another young man, military, And he told me, he called me, he had his snap his dental wig on the bottom. He said, now, you know what, I'm good to go. And he called me, I think it was like 3 weeks. He said, Lydie, guess what? I said, I don't. He said, I got a job. I
Wow.
went back to where a place where they after my interview they didn't hire me. I went back. I called them, said, please give me a chance. I want you to meet with you. He went back. There was like, whoa, and he's got a job. And he said, and you know the best of this? I said, tell me. He said, I have a girlfriend now. I mean, and these are true stories. I mean, and you see the guy, and I say, congratulations. I saw the other guy when he got his dental wig. He told me, you know what? There is this woman in my church always say, oh, no, your teeth. Oh, no. Now there's no reason anymore. I'm going after her. and very excited. It's always that excitement, and people, they get back their confidence. And
Awesome.
another one, a lady, she called me. She said, oh my God, lady, I just got great time. I said, what? Tell me. She said, there is a man there out there. I was working. He's a politician, high level. And every time he was, no, I don't. You see your sweet teeth? And she told me, when I got your teeth right away, I just took a picture and sent to him. He was like, oh my gosh. And 2 days later, he said, I just booked my flight to LA. Let's have a good time. And these are real stories. Isn't it amazing? So
It
just
is.
bringing back to those guys, those people, their self-confidence.
Mhm.
It's
It-
it's nothing about chewing. It's really about how people look at them.
mhm.
And that lady, 80, I think my oldest client's 87. She just looked at me like this, and she said, "You are a genius." I was like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, these are
Awesome.
some.
So,
And I think 2 days ago, one of my clients who flew from Canada to LA. He said, Lydie, it's more than 3 years now. I want a new dental wig. And I said, really? He said, yeah, because of bone loss and all this. And he just said, it's just an amazing product. Believe me.
wow.
It's,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. So, if people are interested in getting their own dental wig, how do they get in touch with you and where can they find you online or on social media?
Yeah, it's simple. On mydentalwig.com, which is our unique website, or we have My Dental Wig on YouTube channel, or My Dental Wig on Facebook page, My Dental Wig on LinkedIn, My Dental Wig on Instagram, on Twitter. My Dental Wig has its own page, or directly send a message to Lydie Livolsi on all those social media platforms. However, I need to mention that sometimes it's not me seeing those messages because I have people managing those platforms. When they're lucky, your message, I saw it. Sometimes I don't see it. I don't see it because it's already taken and managed by the person in charge of. And I mean, and I have over 7,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
I can't respond to each person place to reach out to me.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, Liddy, before we wrap up, one of the last questions that I'd like to ask is, when you think about your journey as, in building out your brand and your business, what's two pieces of advice that you would share with other business owners?
First advice, I mean, there are many really things to take care of. Make sure that every single thing you're doing is legal. Legality. Second point, always excite your customers. It's really about customer experience. Make your customers happy. That's
Wow.
it. It's simple it is as it is. And this is what I try to apply with my team, right?
Awesome. Well, Lydie, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed having you on for the interview, for learning more about your background, your business, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and insight. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Terrell. And one more time, happy 2021 to you and your team as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to the Business Talk Library. If you like our content, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to see more of our exclusive content, you can subscribe and become a member on patreon.com/Business Talk Library. Hey, the Business Talk Library is the place where business